Capture the objectives.
Even though this song has been tainted for me a little bit, I still love ZZ Top. Now, I've got nothing against the bearded men of Duck Dynasty. I actually think it's a pretty funny show if you can just kind of be stupid while you watch it. I mean, there's not a lot of brain cells working while watching that show, but I like it. It's a nice family wholesome show. It's just a little cornball in it, and they use that song in the intro. But I still love some ZZ Top. I've got no problem using some ZZ Top. And right off the bat, yes, I know this is an Afghan gameplay. Yes, I know I'm using the FAMAS. This is kind of in reference to the Mandy Cabbage, who's somebody I follow on Twitter, who's talking about this. And he says that he's never going to watch or support another gameplay that he sees with the FAMAS or the UMP because he thinks they're cheesy, they're easy. Well, of course they're cheesy and they're easy, but one thing you guys have to remember about me, I'm not your typical Call of Duty YouTuber, gamer, whatever. I don't really pay attention to what I'm using. I've never really been that guy that sits down with his creative classes and he goes through the stats, he goes through how effective they are, he goes through all the, gets on the website and sees what each individual weapon can do for him. I just pick things that are fun, and then I don't really pay attention to my class setup anymore. One of his arguments was, it's a 5-year-old game, you should find new stuff to use. My argument is, it's 5 years old, I've used everything there is to use. So now I have 5 classes on my The Loyal Patriot account. I've got my FAMAS class, because I like burst weapons. I've got my boomstick class. I've got my old school class that I switch back and forth between the AK-47 and the M16. I've got my Sack Tucker cold-blooded Stinger class. If you guys don't know what Sack Tucker is, then you're probably missed out on those streams. By the way, this gameplay is from the stream. And then I've got my random class that I'll use for random classes during the stream or whatever. So I understand that this is a FAMAS gameplay, but I've got so many gameplays of Call of Duty. I've done all the different creative classes. I'm just using whatever's in my creative class, and I don't really put too much thought into it. But anyway, also my intro. I saw some feedback that my intro is too loud. I'll be honest, the first couple times I used it, it was too loud. Oh, you guys have to remember, when I edit things, I'm editing them according to my monitors, the color settings on my monitors, and my speakers. And when I was using my Tritons, I would play it back. It sounded fine. It sounded fine on my desktop, and it sounded fine on my phone. But when I bought these Astros that have a lot more bass, I plugged it in and I played it back, and it was definitely too loud. So I've backed off the intro a lot, and hopefully it makes it a little bit better for you guys. Always feel free to leave me feedback, guys. You're never going to offend me. Even if you tell me my videos suck, that's still feedback. But anyway, quick topic. I was talking with Thunder on the phone, and he told me that T. Martin has put his stamp of approval on Advanced Warfare. I don't follow T. Martin. I think I've maybe seen one of his videos, like a house video that somebody linked me. I don't pay attention to what YouTubers say. And you really shouldn't pay attention to what I say. Now, I like to think that I'm pretty honest with my stuff. I mean, I've only done one, I guess you could call it a paid product placement, and that was my SCUF review. I was given a free SCUF controller, and they said review it. They didn't tell me what to say, they just said review it. I told you guys they gave me the controller so you guys could judge for yourself if I was being honest. And I gave an honest review. I said if you don't have the extra money, don't spend it on a SCUF. And as far as like other paid product placements, if somebody came to me and said, hey, I want you to promote my product, which they have, the first thing I always say is, well, I'd like to try out your product, and it has to be something gaming related, or let me see your product, or give me some information about your product. I'm not going to promote it if I don't know anything about it. And that kind of goes in hand with Call of Duty. Like, I'm sure he probably played the game for about an hour. You can't really, and this isn't anything against T. Martin, but you can't really trust these guys who say the game is good based on that little of playtime. I mean, I give my initial impressions on things, and first of all, I always have to work for my nukes in my streams. I can never get them in my AC-130, very rarely do I get him the AC-130? This one's a bit campy, but... So, when you hear a YouTuber say something about a game, you have to take it with a grain of salt. That may seem obvious, but you got to remember, there's some younger viewers out there. Don't just trust people when they tell you something. If I ever do a paid product placement, you guys are going to know that I've been paid for it, and then you have to make the decision yourself if I'm an honest enough person that you guys can trust me. And you can only trust me so much because I'm a complete stranger on the internet. So when you see all these reviews for Advanced Warfare from these guys who got, invitations to go play the game, take it with a grain of salt. To be honest, you shouldn't take it that serious in the first place. Only you are going to know if you enjoy the game. I don't pay attention to any of the hype. I just wait till I can play the game myself, and that's it. I killed this sniper. Look at him. He popped right back up on my screen with his tac insert. Oh man, if that would have happened on my 24th kill. So let me know what you guys think about this topic. Is there anybody that you watch on YouTube that you actually trust their opinion? And just be wary, man. There's a lot of fakies out there, but there's some good ones too. As always, thanks for watching. Later.